Today we've got a couple of cheating stories. Let's follow along and see how they handle it. But before that, a disclaimer. Let's be clear. We're sharing this tale not for a dramatic plot twist, but as a what not to do guide. So buckle up. You critically dodge the shady characters and aim for a life that's more pizza, less heartburn. Remember, choose your faith wisely. First up, I, 31 male, found out my fiancée cheated during her 30 female bachelorette party planning on leaving. I don't know how to explain all this. Basically, it was snooping around last night when I saw her phone taking off. It was a message from her friends about the party. I stayed up like one of those stalkers. You see on TV and been checking the computer Facebook messages with her friends and found out she cheated during her bachelorette party by cheating. I don't mean getting a striptease or something, which I would be okay with. I understand it's a bachelorette party, but she actually gave the server some fellatio and ended up going home with another guy that night. She has this other guy added on Facebook, but the chat merely consists of "had a good time," and "it was nice to meet you" convo, which dates back to the bachelorette party. I have, however, read the messages between her and her friends. They have a small group. Found out what she'd done there. It all seems as if it was a one-time thing that happened. But I'm a freaking mess. I haven't slept all night, and she's headed for work in an hour or so when she wakes up. It's almost 6 a.m. here. I don't know what the F to do. We're supposedly getting married in 3 weeks. I'm thinking of simply packing all my bags after she's going to work and just leaving the flat. It's her family's flat. Anyway, we were planning on buying a friggin' house, having kids, grown old. I feel like I want to throw it all out of the window. I'm sitting here smelling like alcohol, feeling drunk and depressed. I don't know why, but I'm more of an angry depressed than sad. Depressed? I haven't cried since I found out about all this. Should I confront her? Should I just get out? Should I hear her side of the story? Honestly, I want to just go and stomp her freaking face in right now. But I don't want to do something rational. I think he means irrational. Please help. Update 1: I basically left in the morning to take a smoke. My head was still messed up, but reading all the comments on Reddit helped me. I can't remember who, but there was one guy who said, "The positive thing about all of this is that I found out before I got married with no children or attachments." I still don't think she cheated, other than this night. Nothing I found indicated anything else. I guess she wanted this to be her last night before settling down on something. I honestly don't know and don't care. When I was outside taking a smoke about 15 to 20 minutes or something after I left Reddit, she had woken up. She noticed the drinks out and asked me what I had been up to. Basically came to give me a kiss and a hug. I followed through with it, but honestly felt empty doing it. I didn't want to give her any hint of what I knew. She asked me why I had been drinking and why I didn't come to sleep last night, and I told her I was just having some nightmares, but everything was fine. I felt detached, like I was watching myself in third person through a TV or something. She asked me if any stress was related to the marriage and the plans. I just told her something along the lines of, I love you. There's no stress I have for the marriage. How can you be stressed about the best thing in your life? She got herself done and left for work. I basically started packing my most important things, my desktop computer, most clothes, and some other things I planned on leaving, like the furniture, TV, and other things I really don't care about more than getting the F out. I just took the stuff most important to me so that I don't have to return here again. I don't care if she gets the rest. All in all, my staff added up to about 3 or 4 suitcases. I would say desktop not included in this. I call and cancel the venue. We were supposed to be having the wedding yet. Apparently they take 15% of the money for canceling so early on because we were having such a big event. I told them, it's fine. I know I really don't care at this point. I also saved screenshots of everything and have taken them with me around 1 p.m. I called a taxi and went to stay at a hotel around 100 kilometers far from my city. I didn't leave any note or pictures at home. I just left. I'm planning on leaving to stay with a really, really close friend who lives in a town about 300 kilometers away. But I just needed alone time in a hotel for some time to think everything through and process. What's happened? Around 3:30 p.m., my phone starts getting spammed with calls from my ex-fiancée. Around 350, I started getting calls and messages from her sister, her friends, her parents, my parents, and a few of our mutual friends. The only person I called back was my dad. Mom. I have a huge trust for my parents. I basically spilled the beans and told them a nicer story about what happened. I asked my dad to not say anything, and also asked my mother not to say anything. I told them it's ended, and that I won't be getting married no more. I also told them not to tell anyone about what I told them. I trust them a lot, so I'm sure they won't say anything. I didn't tell them exactly what happened, just that I found out she wasn't being loyal to me. I didn't think giving details would help in any way. Around 5 p.m., my dad calls me back and is telling me my ex-fiancée is completely hysterical and has basically broken down completely, not understanding what is going on. I just told my dad not to intervene and that I need some alone time now. I basically shut my phone down and have been staying silent ever since. Like a ghost. Been sleeping for a little. Went to the pool here at the hotel, and it's just been taking it easy. I don't know if I should respond to them now or wait some more. Her sister knew about what happened at the bachelorette party. I have the tests to prove it. She even laughed about it and told her not to feel guilty because it's her bachelorette, and the women should go all in on this night. I am seriously considering replying with the sister with just an image of the conversation where she is telling her this. Once again, thank you to everyone who replied. I will update this post one or two more times and then perhaps go silent for a while. I know you are only allowed to do one update on the relationship section. I hope this post won't get close. Still don't know why the last one did. Time here is 10 p.m. soon. Update 2. Yesterday I was having my phone spammed by many family members from her side and friends. The only person I responded to was the sister with part of the conversation where she and the sister talked about it all. I did not include anything in the response except an image of the conversation, and the sister went pretty much silent after that until later during the day. I contacted the co-owner of my business and let him know the full story. He told me to take as much time as I need and even advised me to head off to a vacation. This guy is a childhood friend of mine. I don't trust anyone as much as him. My plans have changed a bit. I'm still staying at this hotel for another few days and then perhaps moving on to the friend I was supposed to go to. I call him up and let him know I want to head off somewhere. Perhaps a trip to somewhere nice, another country or something. It's all still not yet. 100% decided, but I know I will be leaving for somewhere. He said he would be up for joining me if it could be during the upcoming weeks since he is still on holiday from his work. We will see how that turns out. Later in the day, I responded to my wife. The calls kept coming in less frequently since I sent that message to her sister. I had this gut feeling she was going to come with an excuse of some sort. I picked up the phone, and the first thing I hear is a torn-up voice, if you can say that in English. I could hear she had been crying all day and was in a messed-up state. She kept begging me to come back, that there was an explanation to everything, and that she loves me. She misunderstood the entire situation. I could hear the sister and someone else in the background. Don't know who the other person was. Maybe her friend. Anyway, I told her to explain it to me right then and there. She said because I only saw a small part of the conversation. It's all been misunderstood that I should come back home. That she loves me. And then I have taken a rational decision to leave without a real reason. During the entire conversation, I was just giving really short, empty answers in a cold way. Like, yeah, okay, what? Explain it to me. After she told me it's all a misunderstanding, I told her to call me back in 10 minutes and to check Messenger. After I hung up, I sent her the entire conversation, log with a ton of screenshots. Not all of them, but most of the important ones. It didn't take 2 minutes for her to call back, crying hysterically, saying sorry for everything, saying she wants to die rather than to lose me. She said she was forced by her friends and sister to have fun one last time, that she needed to let all the energy out before stepping into a marriage for life. I was just quiet during most of it. The more I didn't talk and just said, okay. The more she was crying, she started telling me I can fool around with other women if I want to get back at her, or that she will tell everyone about what she did, so I can take her back, that she will do anything it takes for me to come back, and that this was a mistake of her life, and that she hates her sister and friends for this. I told her screwing around with other women was not something I needed, because the moment I met her and started loving her, she was the only woman I needed. I didn't need to meet or sleep with someone to know. The best thing in my life was waiting at home. The sister was telling her stuff in the background, but I couldn't hear. I don't know what the sister was telling her, or if she was getting angry at her or something. She kept begging me, and I just told her if she comes clean to her parents and family, I will think about it. After that, she started saying something, but I just hung up for like half an hour. My phone goes silent without much response, and her father calls me up and apologizes for everything. He and his wife know what happened now, and he is so sorry for all of this. He told me he understands how I feel and that he didn't raise his daughter to do this. He said he understands if I don't want to see her again, but that I will always be welcome to him and that I am a good guy. His wife basically then steals the phone from him and tells me she did a mistake and she regrets it and it will never happen again and that we can move forward from this. She tells me her daughter has never been this destroyed before. I politely tell her I appreciate her opinion, and then I say I have to go and goodbye. My ex-fiancée calls me back and begs me again, saying she told her parents, and also sent a text message to her friends, our mutual friends, about what had happened. She then keeps crying, asking me when I will come back to speak with her, and says we can even go to counseling and that she will pay for everything. She kept apologizing and apologizing on the phone, and I didn't say much. After some time, I just told her not to cry, that she shouldn't be apologizing because single women like herself are allowed to do these things, and I hope she finds Mr. Right. She starts crying even harder, and her sister takes the phone and says sorry, and tells me everything can be fixed, and that I said I would take her back now that she told everyone what she did. I told the sister I only said I would think about it, and now I have realized I dodged a bullet and wish her and her sister the best. She then tells me her sister is turning suicidal from all of this and that this is going to lead into a depression that can take her life. The only thing I said after she told me that was, "It's a good thing you were close to her, so you can make sure she doesn't kill herself, then maybe take her to a doctor or something." After this, I just hung up. My phone has been blowing up with messages from mutual friends, her sister saying sorry and basically begging me to come back. I don't plan on responding. I honestly feel a lot better right now. Like I can move on. I'm going to be on vacation this upcoming week. I think if something more happens, I will update this post. Final update. Well, me and my friend flew off on a vacation that he paid for the entire time. He was comforting me, telling me the positives of the entire situation, but I was going down in a bit of my mood again, getting lost in my own thoughts. It's hard to explain, but imagine thinking that you feel good, but in reality, you're not feeling good. Like I am conflicted about how I feel. Not a lot happened the first 2 nights we went to the city and just enjoyed life in general. Had dinners out, saw some sights, and did more or less normal stuff that you do on a vacation. He wanted to go out to party that first night and head off to the club, but I didn't feel like it. I can't really explain why, but I was just down in general. I sort of feeling like I lost a big part of my life and that everything was going to go to hell. I started feeling like I would never meet a woman like her again, and I will be lonely for the rest of my life. I don't know why I was feeling like this because a few days before I was feeling just fine. My friend kept cheering me up, but it wasn't really working. I told him to go to the party and I would join him in the next few days, but that I really didn't feel I wanted to do it right now. I said I was really sorry, but he kept reassuring me it was okay, and then he understands. Midway through the trip, I was having my ups and downs, but I really think I held that most of what happened. I don't feel any attachment to her, nor do I even care about what happens to her. I got back a few days ago and I have found out she has tried to contact my family, and I have also heard through a mutual friend. She is doing really bad, like really bad. As much as I hate her and everything, I feel neutral to this. No resentment to her, no hatred. I don't want bad for her. But I also don't care what happens to her. I don't know what more to say or what to write. I just want to move on with my life at this point, and hopefully only good will come from here. I know she wants to contact me. My dad told me she just wanted to speak to me once more for closure, whatever that means. I don't think I want to do it. But at the same time, even if I did it, I don't think I would feel anything. Wow. Stone cold, man. Moving on. She 33 female cheated, I 32 male left, but she's not letting go. Okay, I've been with my ex-girlfriend Vanessa for the past 5 years. We met at a convention for one of our hobbies and just started talking about the hobby itself. With no other goal in mind, we started dating when she confessed that she liked me as more than a friend, and it was mutual. I just kept quiet because I didn't really want to ruin the friendship, and I wasn't really expecting her to be interested in me. Dated for about 2 years, steadily before we moved in together. Our families meshed well together, our friends mingled, and we all became one big mixed social circle. This was a surprise because we both come from very different financial backgrounds. Me being raised in a poor middle class kind of finances, Vanessa and her friends and family being really, really rich. Everything was great for the past 3 years, except when she cheated. Vanessa cheated on me with some random guy. I don't even honestly know why, nor do I really care to find out. I found out a month ago because I took her phone to call up a friend since mine was inoperable at the time. First thing I saw when I locked her phone was a message popping up about how some guy loved that ass pouncing on him the day before. I'll spare you the emotional turmoil I briefly went through, and I'll admit I just put the phone down. Told her I was leaving without telling why, and I could see she was confused about me just going out like that. I just didn't want to do something I'd regret because I did have anger issues in the past, but have mostly worked past those. She probably found out I saw the message, but since my phone was still in the apartment, there was no way to get in touch with me. I literally just walked around the city for hours until I was so tired that it felt like falling asleep at my feet. I went over to a friend's place, stayed with them over the night and the day after I got over to our apartment and talked it out with Vanessa. I told her I wasn't going to be in a relationship with a cheater, and that was that. I didn't ask for details how it happened, who exactly the other guy was. I just wanted to go away from it all. She wasn't looking to oblige me, crying hysterically, blaming herself, hitting herself in the head because she was, and I quote, a stupid, cheating C-word, begging me not to go, that she would do anything to try and fix this. The whole thing just made me even more uncomfortable to be around her. And there was a scene in front of our apartment when our neighbors came out to see what the noise was about. I did manage to get away, but it was unnecessarily complicated with drama. She made her choice to sleep with someone else. I made mine to break up because I don't want to be with a cheater. I managed to take away most of my things from the apartment when she wasn't there and hoped that would be that. But if it was, I wouldn't be here now. I mentioned before that Vanessa and her family are rich. She's now using her, and I presume her family's money, and not giving me a single day of some kind of reminder of her. Either I'm getting gifts sent my way at my workplace, or I'm getting letters in the mail and packages, or she just hangs out with one friend of hers somewhere where she knows I am. I have no idea how she knows. And this is making me feel paranoid because I keep thinking she might have someone following me trying to get me to talk with her. I have tried talking with local police on the matter, but have been told in not so many words that her family would make sure nothing would be done about it. Props to the cop for being honest about it, but they could do their job instead. I want to heal. I want to move on, but she's not letting me, and I don't have enough money to just move away somewhere else. She's already blocked or ignored on every possible media I have, but strangely enough, she's not trying to get me through them anyway. Friends, on the other hand, are every friend she's got, and she has plenty. Has asked me to just meet up with her here or out or something else like that. But I'm so tired of that. I'm tired of this kind of crap. I just want it over with. I don't want to hear her speak. I don't want to see her. It won't do me any good. How do I move on from someone who won't let me and who has absolutely both the time and money to keep doing it indefinitely? Do I give her that one meeting she wants from me? Would that even help? I'm not from the USA or some other first world country, so I pretty much have no legal recourse. Update. In the end, I set up a meeting with my ex's mother, whom I mentioned in one of my posts when I was replying to people about this whole thing. It was roughly a week after I'd made my previous post. She knew why we were broken up and completely backed up. My decision to break up with her daughter. How much it hurt me. It meant a lot to me. And I guess I never really appreciated her mom being so friendly with me while we were together. I explained to her what had been going on since the breakup. She only knew that the ex was trying to get back together with me, but she didn't know about her showing up at any place. I went out, her friends badgering me or the letters and gifts being sent my way constantly. I came close to tearing up because of how much support she showed me at the time. At one point, she even hugged me and kissed the top of my head like I was a little kid again. I felt both embarrassed and grateful. I just wanted space and time to heal from this crap, and I think she understood as much. All in all, after we got that out in the open, she promised me she would get her daughter back into line to leave me alone and stop harassing me. We talked a bit some more after that, but when? Her own way. Soon after, the ex's harassment continued for a day or two, and then it completely stopped. No messages, no calls, no sudden appearances where I was hanging out or anything. 3 weeks out and nothing from her. So far, it's been bliss. It's like this huge weight just rolled straight off me. It's easier to breathe, and I'm not even looking at the door of some place I'm hanging out at to see if it's the ex or one of her friends. I didn't even notice that myself. My friends were the ones who brought it up to me. So yeah, this is 1,000 times better than what it was like before. I didn't talk with my ex, his mom, one more time over the phone, and I thanked her for whatever she did with her daughter, and she was saying it was the least she could do. Near the end of the conversation, she said it would probably be for the best if we didn't speak anymore. It would let me fully move on from this. But she was sorry it had come to this. And that day, her and her husband wouldn't see me coming over for Christmas. We said our goodbyes, and that was that. So that's it. The harassment stopped. I'm feeling great, and life's really looking better nowadays. One more time, thank you all guys and gals for trying to help me out from this crap pile I found myself in,